Mr. Ceccherelli, would you like to make your own presentation, then we make the larger scenario? So I would like to introduce Mr. Ceccherelli because he represents all our partners which are sophisticated high technology. The reason he is here is not only his generosity, but the fact that he is Italian, and we want to show to the rest of the world that also 100% Italian, because some of the very important multinational technical companies, you know, have a large part of them in Italy. This is perhaps a smaller enterprise, but is 100% Italian. So we give them the opportunity to speak first. Tomorrow we will hear some other speakers, and some of them are just supporting us as sponsors. They are all in our heart and in my heart in particular, because I think this is not only a lawyers' conference, but it's mainly a shipping conference. So they are probably the most important part, and they are not useless like as us, as the lawyers. So please, Mr. Ceccherelli.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I want to thank you, Francesco, and for the invitation, and have the opportunity to prepare for you the lunch. Unfortunately, I'm not finished yet. I have to cook for some other minutes, but I will try to be as fast as possible. Francesco gave me a very tough task to speak about innovation and environment, which are the business, the core business of EcoSpray, without making a marketing presentation. I will fail for sure. Please forgive me if I give a very little I want to skip because we have already introduced the part of IMO. Let me show you very quickly what is this light, what represent. We know that somebody more important than me said that in the nature, nothing is created, nothing is lost, but all is transformed. And any kind of pollutants, sooner or later, will come back to the earth and to the ocean. It means that sulfur, NOx, dust that goes through the cars, trucks, the stack of the ships will fall down sooner or later into the earth. Sulfur is not a permanent and non-living constituent of the atmosphere. The short residence of all the components of sulfur brings rapidly to oxidation to SO3, and SO3 causes, because dissolves in the air and with the water droplets, and forms sulfuric acid. And sulfuric acid is the cause of the acid rains, as well as the emissions of sulfur compounds for any kind of transportation. We entered before the idea that mainly cars, trucks, industries, any kind of exhaust gas, of course, if it's not treated, can create problems also to the human health and to the living bodies. Take this question rather quickly. Somebody argue, especially during discussion with authorities and so on, if what we are eliminating, in this case, I'm just taking the example of the sulfur, if it's just taken and put again into the ocean. Yes, the answer is yes. Easy is a natural cycle and inevitable process, which removing sulfur is reduce the formation of acid rains and reduce the formation of pollutants. the use of exhaust gas cleaning system deposit the sulfur compound directly back to the ocean and avoid this process formation. I like this, of course I like it. We produce exhaust gas cleaning system, but I like this explanation. Already more than 25 years ago, two researchers, Niemann and Tokerund, said that what is the sulfur content in terms of salts of sulfur in the ocean can create, if we take it on the surface of the water, a layer of 5 inches of sulfur. All the sulfur that is produced by industrial process, by transportation and so on, can add a layer like this piece of paper. It means that what we put back into the sea is not really increasing in a very remarkable quantity the presence of the sulfur. Okay, let me go back to innovation. We said before, and thanks to the introduction of Francesco Lauro, we used to be, till 5-6 years ago, a small company mainly dedicated to research and development. And thanks to the fact that we always put in front of us as company values, creativity, excellence, innovation, and sustainability, we were able to produce, today more, 10 industrial patents. And this gave us, especially in the marine business, the opportunity to sell more than 400 systems. Let me give also another little idea of what we have done. Starting back to 2009, the investment of our revenue was always 3%. That in 2009 was more or less 150,000 euro. And last year was over 1.5 million euro. We do not stop research and innovation once we reach a business, but we try always to be a step ahead of the market, trying to understand the market need and be in the first row. Somebody before said about renewable energy. We are investing very much, for example, in the upgrade of biogas into biomethane that will be one of the future sources for the onshore activities, both to be put in the network of the gas and for transportation. 50% of our personnel today, 70 people, have either in engineering, mechanical, electronics, or environment, or a science degree. And R&D and technical group cover more than 1/3 of our resources. This is the short story when we began working for the 2015 goal of IMO. This is related only to marine segment business. We started in 2008 the development of the product within the frame of the Sustainability 2015 European project. The first pilot plant was installed at Fincantieri Sestri and ran for more than 1 year in different, of course, steps to validate the technology. And in 2012, fall 2012, we installed the first full-scale installation on a diesel engine of 8 megawatt. And after that, as almost everybody of our friend in this field of exhaust gas cleaning system, we start to install a lot of this system. And now, September 2016, we have installed more than 200, and of this, more or less 90% are regularly operating. What about 2020? We will know something more, maybe this evening or tomorrow. I will skip very shortly this slide because now we are really marketing. Our system differs from the others for one idea. The idea is to treat the gas before entering into the scrubber through a catalytic filter. The catalytic filter removes what? Removes all the PAH, almost all, over 99%, removes the uncombusted hydrocarbon, and if we install what we call a true filter, like a DPF of the trucks, removes also all the particles and the heavy metals. Then, of course, the scrubber is a scrubber that everybody knows, and I don't want to spend a word on that. The part important also of a catalyst is that the catalyst remove up to 60% also the CO content. This is a very easy and funny picture, which says that most of the time we are still worried about what everybody puts back into the water, not considering that what we still put into the air is very much. For example, all the aromatic hydrocarbons do not pass into the water during the washing into the scrubber, but still goes into the atmosphere. And as we said before, sooner or later they will fall down. And with some recent study we have done, we have seen that MGO, for example, has a higher content of PAH, of aromatic, into the atmosphere than HFO treated with scrubber. Okay, back to innovation. This is not only what we realized, but being innovative gives different benefits. Of course, we work in the environment and helps to abate the pollution and, in this case, to clean the exhaust gas of any burning process. In the case of marine, protect the marine environment because there is almost no polluting discharge in the water into the air, and there is a reduction mainly in the port and the coastal area. There are some social benefits. Directly, all the relational growth. We are here talking about innovation, about environment, and this gives the possibility to have a lot of contact with national authorities, with international authorities, and with all the stakeholders of the business. Then gives also a qualitative growth because it creates a consolidation of new technologies, and indirect, although this can be, again, a direct, improve the quality of life. All the innovation should be always targeted to a sustainable development of the industry. And of course, gives also the economical benefit. In some cases, helps the ship owners to keep the fuel price under control, continues to using HFO. Gives, of course, to our company and all the company related to the business the possibility to growth, give us and our supplier to increase new jobs places. Only our company and the company in the area around us has more or less hired almost 100 people in the last 3 years. And of course, give some direct and indirect effect on the local economy and international economy. I go to close with this very little movie in which there are, just use MGO in that case, and on the right we are using HFO with filter and scrubber. That's it. Thank you very much.